I'm ready whenever you're set.
Up here, stand right here. State your full name, including middle to the judge.
Jeremy Lee Weston.
All right, Mr. Weston. The state is alleging one violation, a misdemeanor violation of driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. On that charge, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. What I'd like to do, with your permission, is go ahead and prepare the arraignment for you to save you a trip back to court. I'd have to get your consent to waive your personal appearance. Do I have that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Class 1 misdemeanor has a maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months in jail, and/or 3 years of probation. Excuse me one moment. Yes?
Yes, this is John McCarty. I'm an attorney. Someone from this number called me.
Yes, we're doing initial appearances, sir. We were late running on the pretrial conference. This is Judge Garvin. Your defendant was present, and we told him that we would wait to the end of the afternoon to hear from you, and gave him permission to appear telephonically as well as you if we need to reschedule it.
Okay, so how would you like me to proceed right now?
With the if you want to contact the prosecuting office, I know everybody's here. We are running behind, so that's we weren't. It was scheduled for 9. We didn't get to you like 1:15. So if you want to, I gave the telephonic instructions to your client, and I told him to make sure that he gets you those telephonic instructions. You probably already have them to be able to come to the conclusion on whatever's happening next with the pretrial conference.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll reach out to the state.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Sorry about that.
Did you need me?
All right. So maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months in jail, and/or 3 years of probation. The options are to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you and assign your pretrial conference. That's the meeting with the prosecutor on the 13th of January at 2:00 p.m. That's where the case will be discussed, and one of 3 things will happen with the case. Number 1, the case will go to a trial. Number 2, the case could dismiss, or number 3, the case could enter a plea agreement that all parties agree on. You have the right to an attorney. Since there's no jail time at this time being requested for this charge, you would have to hire an attorney at your own expense or waive the presence of an attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you wish to waive the presence of an attorney or hire one at your own expense?
Waive it.
All right, I'll be sending you a form that does 2 things. Waives your personal appearance, as we discussed. Secondly, waives the presence of an attorney. You'll be required to sign that form.
Yeah.
All right, release conditions are: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court of any change of address, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, and then do not drive a vehicle on public roadways unless you're licensed to do so. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance regarding that charge. Yavapai County Superior Court does have a warrant for your arrest with a $10,000 bond, so you'll be held. They'll be notified to come pick you up unless you post bond. Do you have any questions on any of that information?
No, sir.
Started kind of late now, but that's okay.
I wasn't here. I couldn't get your attention. This is way past due. Can we talk to him about it?
Yes, I think. All right, and then one other thing that we're talking about is a case 2016 TR 767. We haven't received any payments from you regarding prior driving suspended violation. You're in warrant status on that. What's happening with the case?
I have my community service done. I just need to get the paperwork to Taylor Hale because I did my community service at the cemetery in Geisela and clean up and raking and whatever.
Okay, are there payments still due on this case?
Yeah, I believe so.
There are, yes. Okay. So what we'll need to do is get you back on track of your payment plan, to correct the lack of making your monthly payments.
Yes, I do.
Do you know what your current payment plan is with the courts or no?
I believe it was $50 a month, I believe. It
Okay.
might have been 75, but it was something, it was under 100.
All right, well, I'm gonna schedule it for the court minimum to restart it at $25 a month minimum. You can always pay more.
Okay,
So just make sure that within the next 30 days that you'll file a $25 minimum monthly payment.
will do.
All right, do you have any questions about anything that we've discussed?
No, sir.
All right, so I'll be sending you the release order, releasing you on the local charge, entering your not guilty plea, and then it also have the hold for the Yavapai County.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's all I've got for you.
Thank you.
So we're going to pull it into the.
If you're able to adjust the screen, detention staff,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Hello, sir, can you state your name, please?
Simón Sandoval, Villamil.
All right, sir, I want to make you aware that there are people in the courtroom here hearing what's taking place as far as this proceeding goes, okay?
Okay.
All right, the state is alleging one charge against you. It's a felony allegation of taking the identity of another. On that charge, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 5th of January at 4:00 p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with that crime, not convict you, only to charge you. If probable cause is found, then your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If probable cause is not found, then your case will dismiss.
Okay.
There is a possibility that the case will be taken in front of a grand jury at a different time. If that does occur, you'll be notified by mail to the address listed on McLean Road. Your release conditions are as follows. Obey all orders of the court. Do not commit any crimes. Notify the court immediately of any change of address. Not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. And not to possess any firearms since this is a felony allegation. It's unlawful for you to possess firearms. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor, meaning you're not allowed to possess firearms. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Can you comply with those release conditions?
No, I don't.
Do you understand I'm asking you to comply with those rules that I just explained to you? Can you comply?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, okay? So you're not being held as far as that charge. However, the Department of Homeland Security does have an immigration hold on you, so they'll be notified that you're released on that identity charge and that they're going to come pick you up to discuss what occurs with your legal status in the country.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's all I've got for you then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Volunteer state full name.
And then you state your name, please.
Juan Manuel Villan Villani.
All right, the state is alleging one count of taking the identity of another charge against you. That is a felony allegation that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 5th of January at 4 o'clock p.m. The preliminary hearing is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with that crime, not convict you, but to charge you. If there is probable cause, the case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If there's not probable cause, the case could dismiss.
Okay.
There is a possibility that the case will go in front of a grand jury. If that takes place, then you'll be notified at your 931 Madeira location of that hearing taking place there. Your release conditions are obey all orders of the court, not to commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, not to possess any firearms since it's a felony allegation. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes, sir.
Can you abide by those release conditions?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance regarding that charge. However, the Department of Homeland Security has an immigration hold on you, so they'll be notified to pick you up to discuss your immigration status regarding the United States. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions at all?
No.
Okay. There are people in the courtroom that are here for you listening to the proceedings taking place, so they're made aware of all this information as well.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
On the cases involving Last of Sandoval, Villamil, are there any victims in the courtroom? Okay, having seen none. Sir, can you step forward and state your name, please?
Sylvester Tracy?
Okay. Okay, so the state is alleging misdemeanor and felony allegations. The first one I'm going to identify are the felony allegations. And that first charge is aggravated DUI for driving wrong way, DUI, an endangerment, aggravated assault on law enforcement, 2 counts, unlawful flight from law enforcement, and criminal damage. All of those are felony allegations. The misdemeanor allegations are criminal damage, liquor in a vehicle unauthorized, failure to remain at an accident scene involving damage, and failure to show driver's license or ID. Those are the misdemeanor violations. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. On the felony allegations, I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on December 26th at 3 o'clock p.m. That's to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those felony allegations, not convict you, to charge you. That's probable cause.
Got it.
If probable cause is found, your case will bind over to the Gila County Superior Court. If probable cause is not found on those felonies, those charges could dismiss. On the misdemeanor violations, the same date at 1:30 p.m. has been scheduled. That's where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those misdemeanor violations. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceeding, and all of those options will be explained to you prior to you giving your plea, as well as the penalty ranges for those misdemeanor violations also. So you'll
Okay.
be well informed before you give your plea.
Got it.
Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Regarding the felony allegations, is not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and not to possess any firearms regarding those felony allegations. If you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor. Regarding the misdemeanor violation, is also not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. On the felony allegations, I'm placing a $13,000 bond hold. You're going to remain in custody unless you post bond. On the misdemeanor violation is an additional $2,500 regarding those misdemeanor violations. On the felony side, since you're held in custody on felony allegations, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney if you cannot afford to hire one. If you would like to exercise that right and see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, I'll be sending you a financial statement that will be asking you questions about the money that you make and the bills that you have to pay to see if you qualify for that attorney. Okay.
Got it.
The other thing that takes place is that the prosecuting attorney has 48 hours, not counting weekends and holidays, to file a formal complaint against you. That's from the date and time of this hearing. If they fail to file that complaint within 48 hours, you'll be released on your own recognizance without having to post bail on the felony allegations. So that $13,000 will go away. Okay. If they do file the complaint within 48 hours, then if you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, then your court-appointed attorney will be notified of your bond amount, the charges that are alleged against you, and be in touch with you shortly thereafter. If the complaint does not file that I spoke of, the prosecution has up to a statute of limitation time to file that complaint at a later time. So years down the road, they still can file that complaint if they chose to. Want to make you aware of that. Do you have any questions about any of the information that I've provided you?
So I would not be released today?
Well, you can be released today, but there's a bond of $13,000 on the felonies and a bond of $2,500 on the misdemeanors. So
Okay.
$15,500 bond. It's bail bonds eligible, but so yes, you could be bonded out today if you wish to do that, or try to arrange to have that happen. And if not, then at 48 hours, if there is not a complaint filed, then that $13,000 goes away and you're only held on the $2,500.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay. If the complaint does file, then all of the bonds stay in place. You're still bail bonds eligible.
okay,
The additional component is both the misdemeanors and the felonies. There's an attorney assigned only to review the bonds. They'll request a hearing if they find or want to request a hearing to see if the bonds are not reasonable. You'll be notified if that's the case. If not, the bonds will remain in place.
okay,
All right. Any questions at all?
no,
Okay. Hang on one second. On the case involving last name Tracy, are there any victims in the courtroom? Having seen none. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
Good.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I'll get the paperwork sent over on these and I'll get looking at the other ones shortly.
Yes, sir, thank you. I'll bring them over to y'all.
Okay, thank you.
All right.